is a news show.
Hello and welcome to the Thursday Philip DeFranco Show. If you're not familiar, my name is Philip DeFranco, and this show really isn't a show. It's just me talking about some of the stuff that mattered in the news to me, starting with Hugh Hefner was found dead on his table. No! What? He's not dead? That's just a picture of him planking? Old people shouldn't plank. You look dead. Don't do that. Ah, Jesus. And Mr. Hefner, while I have been very outspoken that I think planking is just stupid, so stupid, I do appreciate the fact that you got the ladies to join in. Nice. You should just get some oil, and that's like the best slip and slide in the world. Moving to something I am kind of on the fence about, the first shot from the new Superman movie is out, and Henry Cavill looks kind of cool, but I'm not sure how this reboot's gonna do. The last one was kind of meh. Granted, he looks a lot better than those Nicolas Cage pictures that Tim Burton took. Oh, that would have been a terrible movie. But what do you think? Maybe that's the trick. Make a movie that a lot of people don't really like, but it makes a decent chunk of money, and then just reboot it, rinse and repeat. Moving on to really scary news, Virginia Tech was shut down this morning because students reported they saw a shooter. Someone looking like they had a pistol going towards the volleyball courts. Of course, Virginia Tech, ever since that 2007 shooting that claimed 30 lives, taking those kind of threats very seriously. And rightfully so, but it's kind of scary because like people from the school have said, you know, Virginia Tech's a giant place. You have 1 square mile of campus with 150 major buildings. You're looking for one guy. As of right now, there have been no shootings. Hopefully it stays that way. But really big props to the Virginia Tech staff for taking that very seriously. And kind of speaking on the serious note, yesterday we had the what the fuck Australian type people story about the girl that had a bomb attached to her neck. Turned out it was actually just a very elaborate hoax. Girl wasn't in on it, but it wasn't a real bomb around her neck. It was just some guys that wanted to terrify this poor girl. The police said the IED around her neck was just really, really odd. Like they were scanning it, they couldn't figure out if it was a bomb or not. Obviously you just think, oh well, let's think this is a bomb, just so it doesn't get messy in here. You know, the new couches and all. And the police said, you know, they took it seriously too, not only because, you know, the poor girl, but because the note that was written by the bomb maker was actually, you know, it was well written. They didn't sound stupid, so they're like, okay, proper grammar. Maybe he knows how to build a bomb. Luckily, just for funsies, worst prank ever. It's terrible. Of course, if you want to check out yesterday's story and you're watching us on the computer, that's what those annotations are up there for. They bring you forward and backwards through time / videos of the Philip DeFranco Show. But we move on to weird news from Sao Paulo. That place might sound familiar to you because just recently, Brazil had their first same-sex marriage. And everyone was like, yay, equality. But then Sao Paulo did something that's kind of weird. Sao Paulo adopted legislation that the third Sunday in December is heterosexual Pride Day. And my initial reaction is kind of like, what? I mean, I guess technically that's not a bad thing. And part of me is kind of amused because I just see like a bunch of dudes high-fiving other dudes like, yeah, vagina's awesome, right? Totally. Love the vajay. So I guess the main point I have on this is, you know, while it's not technically wrong or there's like nothing bad as of now, it's just kind of a bit unnecessary. It'd be kind of like if in the United States we had White Pride Month, which actually, the way that this country is going, white people will not be the majority in, I think it's supposed to be 50 years. So maybe we should have a White Pride Month. It would be like, in 1970, this white guy stole this song from this black guy, and it was really popular. And I guess the reason it kind of rubs me the wrong way, as a straight male, is the reason we usually have these events is to make people that normally feel splintered off from society. It makes them feel proud and part of the group. And so I don't know how I feel. So this is gonna be your question of the day. Is heterosexual Pride Day, or maybe even White Pride Month, or something like that, is that unnecessary? Should it be a thing? I'd love to know what you think. This is actually really interesting to me. Anyway, I'm not used to being perplexed. Moving on. And speaking of people being splintered off in society, let's talk about New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. And now Chris isn't splintered off from society. He's a white guy in Jersey. But Chris recently appointed a Muslim American, Sohail Mohammed, to the state bench, and the guy was qualified. Made complete sense. And then all these people, like other politicians, some of his constituents were like, what, a Muslim? He's gonna bomb us. That's what they do, right? I haven't gotten the August issue of the racist handbook, but I'm pretty sure we still hate Muslims. And so Governor Christie took to the mic like a boss and said this.
And the folks who criticize my appointment of Sohail Mohammed are ignorant. Absolutely ignorant of that, and they're criticizing him because he's a Muslim American.
And that is so refreshing. A politician calling out people for being racist. Thank you. Just because one person of a specific group is crazy does not mean all of them are. This is a truth that is not well known, but should be. Chris Christie, that is why you are our BAMF of the day. But guys, let's move on to our final story of the day, and it's a very sad story. And that is that new reports show that in Somalia, over 29,000 children under the age of 5 have died from drought and famine. And the reason it's such a a big deal is it's one of the first times we've actually seen precise numbers on who's being impacted on the Horn of Africa crisis. The UN currently saying that 3.2 million Somalis are in need of aid right now. And it's these stories that like eat at me. Because, you know, there's all these little things that happen in the world. They're individual stories. They're these emotional pieces that people can relate to. But it's hard to relate to 29,000 children dying because they couldn't eat, because they didn't have water. So one of the ways I want to try and help today, you know, I don't have a lot of money, so I can't like make a text Philly D to this number, but for the next 48 hours, if you go to the link below, you buy a signed Philly D monkey poster. Other than the money that it costs to ship to you, all of that money will be donated to a charity that'll help out Africa. So if you want to buy one, awesome. You want to buy 20, awesome. I don't care how it's going to affect me on taxes, we will send that money out. And if you can't afford it, just send people to this video, or have them skip the video and just donate to a charity that helps out there. Either way, let's try and do a little good with this thing that we have going on. So yeah, that's our final story of the day. Whether you help or not, I still love your faces. Let's do that thing that we do since this is the Philip DeFranco show. Let's give away, you know, you guys were excited about the other day, some more Angry Bird plushes. We'll give away one set today. And of course, to possibly win said prize, one, leave a comment on this video possibly about our question of the day, which was, do you think heterosexual Pride Day or like White Pride Month should be a thing? And two, clickety-clack that like button. But that is it for today, guys. As always, my name is Philip DeFranco, and you have just been filled in. And I will see you tomorrow.